Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to share 15 sunscreens that are literally viral on internet. You will see everywhere, and I have tried these sunscreens and this is my personal opinion. It might work for you, it might not work for you, so definitely let me know your experience in the comment. And yes, let's get started with the video. Also, if you're new to this channel and watching me for the first time, please make sure you subscribe and let's get started. The first sunscreen that we have is from Derma. This is their Shadow SPF 30 plus gel. Now this is a gel based sunscreen. It is a broad spectrum sunscreen and this has SPF rating of 30. This has like physical filters and chemical filter. This is a hybrid sunscreen. Now talking about the texture, it is a very lightweight texture. It does not leave any white cast on the skin. It does not make your skin feel heavy, greasy or anything like that. It literally gets absorbed immediately. Now looking at the texture, this can be suitable for all skin type, even if you're someone from extremely oily skin to even if you're someone from dry skin type, because it is insanely lightweight and I really like this sunscreen. Now this retails for only 220 rupees, which is again very affordable, and I overall really like this formulation. And fragrance is the last ingredient in this sunscreen. Has a very mild fragrance which is not overpowering on the skin, so in case if you're okay, you can definitely check this out. It's very affordable and I really like this formulation. It's very amazing. Then moving into the next sunscreen we have is from Aqualogica. This is their Radiance Plus Dewy sunscreen. This is a very lightweight sunscreen. This is again a broad spectrum sunscreen. It has bunch of amazing ingredients like niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. It has suncat DE, and if I talk about the formulation, it is a very lightweight, non-sticky, no white cast type of fragrance. It leaves literally the skin super glowing and dewy, and for someone who likes a very hydrating serum, like hydrating sunscreen, this is a very good formulation. Now if you are someone who gets tan really easily, with this type of formulation you have to be a little careful. So always use these type of sunscreen at least 15 minutes before you leave the house, and also make sure to reapply the sunscreen constantly, because then it might not be able to prevent the tanning. And not with this one, but I feel like with any chemical or hybrid sunscreen you have to be a little careful. Now with physical sunscreen, it is completely okay with, even if you don't reapply, because it definitely leaves a layer on your skin, and I feel like those type of sunscreens are great if you're stepping outside a lot, but this is great if you are indoors and if you're just going outside, and if you're good in reapplying your sunscreen. This is a great formulation. I find this to be affordable as well. It only retails for 399 rupees, and there are a lot of coupon codes also, so you can use it if you want to buy this product. And I really like this formulation. Very gentle formulation and it works for me like anything, and this can be suitable for all skin type. It's fragrance free, no essential oils, so great for all skin type, and definitely recommend you checking this out. Moving to the next sunscreen, we have the Pilgrim White Lotus Sunscreen Serum. This is the SPF 30 PA+++. Now this is a serum sunscreen, and this is a chemical sunscreen. Now this has a very lightweight formulation. This one gets absorbed very easily into the skin. It leaves no white cast at all. This definitely contains alcohol, in case if you're someone who does not like using alcohol in the skincare, but it depends on the formulation. I personally feel like alcohol is definitely irritating for the skin, but this formulation is not irritating. I mean, I did not experience any sort of purging or anything like that. I did not experience dryness, but again, if you're not comfortable with it, do not try this. Also, this is fragrance free and does not have any other ingredient than alcohol, which can be irritating for the skin. And overall a great formulation, very lightweight, leaves no white cast and all, and this one retails for I think under 500 rupees. So yeah, this is a great formulation and this works for me like really well. So if you're looking for a lightweight sunscreen, definitely you can check this out. This is a great one. Moving ahead to the next sunscreen, I have the Derma hyaluronic acid sunscreen. This is the tinted version. Now I really like this sunscreen overall. It has a very moussey texture which feels really comfortable. It leaves no white cast on the skin, but it has a matte finish to it, and I do not like matte sunscreens because I have a very dry skin, so it leaves my skin very tight and itchy sort of feeling, and that is the only reason why I do not like this sunscreen. And also this has a very universal tint, so it does not make your skin look dull or anything, but again, if you have like fair skin tone, it might make your skin look a little dull, so you should keep that in mind. And other than that, I feel like this is a great formulation. This is great for someone who has oily, acne prone skin. I will personally not recommend this to someone who has dry skin, because again, this is quite mattifying on the skin, and I personally do not like anything that is mattifying for my skin. So yeah, this is great for oily skin type, but for dry skin I personally do not recommend this. And this is a physical sunscreen. It has physical filters. It has no fragrance or any essential oils, which is great if you have sensitive skin. overall a decent formulation. But again, if you like a matte sunscreen, then I feel this is a great one. But if you do not like a matte sunscreen, if you're someone who likes those dewy type of sunscreens, maybe you can skip on this one. Then moving on to next sunscreen, we have the SunScoop Glow Sunscreen. Now this is again a tinted sunscreen. It has a very nice tint. I mean, it does not make the skin look dull or anything like that. In fact, it leaves a very glowy finish behind, and the formulation is very lightweight. It does not make sweat, does not burn around the eyes. It feels like very lightweight sunscreen. And again, this is a broad spectrum sunscreen, can be suitable for all skin type because it does not have that like sticky feeling. And this type of sunscreen is great if you do not like using makeup, so you can just use it. It gives a very tiny coverage, I would say, like not coverage I would say, but it's great to make your skin feel more alive, and definitely gives a tiny bit of coverage here and there. And I really like this sunscreen. I mean, this is great. And now this one retails for 645 rupees, and yeah, I like this sunscreen. If you can find this on sale, great one. Like, I like this tinted sunscreen. This has SPF 60 by the way, which is a broad spectrum sunscreen, and again, no white cast and nothing like that. I mean, it's non-sticky and can be suitable for all skin type. But again, for someone who has extremely oily skin, this might feel a little heavy. So not for someone who has extremely oily skin, but yeah, for normal to combination to dry to oily skin even, you know, this can work really well. And I overall really like this formulation. And then moving ahead to the next sunscreen, we have the 1% hyaluronic acid serum sunscreen from Derma. Now I really enjoyed this sunscreen. I have started using this again. Like, I have a lot of sunscreens, so I keep on forgetting about them, but I recently saw this and I started again, and I like this. It's very gentle, very non-sticky type of sunscreen, especially for someone who is indoors, and if you're not going outside but you definitely have some sun exposure. This is a great one because it does not make your skin feel sweaty, heavy, leaves no white cast at all, and it literally makes your skin feel like skin. I mean, you do not feel like you have a layer on your skin, you know. So it is great, and I like this sunscreen. It's a very sweet sunscreen, I would say. And again, this is packed with a lot of antioxidants. This is fragrance free, no essential oils. It has a lot of antioxidants and all that, and I really like this formulation. It's a very no nonsense type of formulation. This retails for 499 rupees. Again, you can use code, and you know, if you feel like getting this one. And yeah, I like it. It's a broad spectrum sunscreen and non-sticky, leaves no white cast or anything like that, and a very decent, very sweet sunscreen. Next sunscreen that I have is the La Roche-Posay. Now this is something I recently started trying, and so honestly, this is probably one of my favorite sunscreens. I love how this makes my skin feel. It leaves no white cast at all. It is a chemical sunscreen, by the way, and it has no fragrance. It has a very runny texture and super runny texture. It is more like a serum. So this is very similar to the Derma Co, like the hyaluronic acid. This is a little bit thicker, but I would say it's quite similar to this one. And yeah, in case you're someone who cannot find this, and if you feel like trying something similar, you can try this one as well. And also the Pilgrim one is also very similar. Like, obviously filters are different, but if I talk about the formulation, it's quite similar, I would say. And now talking about this one, it's a fluid sort of sunscreen, which is not leave any white cast. It does not make skin feel heavy, greasy. It definitely is oilier than a regular sunscreen, I would say. It leaves the skin a little oily. So this one is great for someone who has normal to dry skin type. I would say if you have oily skin, you might find this to be a little oily for your skin. So chemical sunscreens are usually a little oilier, like the formulation. But yeah, I am enjoying this a lot, and definitely going to restock this. This is a very brave formulation. It's quite expensive, I would say. This retails for around 1500 rupees, but again, if somebody is going to Australia, ask them to get it for you. And it's a good formulation, you know. I quite enjoy this. And moving into the next sunscreen, we have the 1% hyaluronic acid sunscreen aqua gel. This is again a very sweet sunscreen, and I have used tubes of this one. Like, this has this formulation which does not feel heavy on the skin. It leaves no white cast on the skin. It's fragrance free, no essential oils, and this one retails for 499 rupees, which is quite affordable. You can also get discounts on this one. and this has a rating like SPF 50 plus PA triple plus. It has physical chemical both filters, and I like this sunscreen. It is quite hydrating. Now this can be suitable for actually all skin type, be it oily, combination, dry, normal skin, but for someone who has extremely oily skin, I would say this might feel a little heavy because it has a very creamy texture, not going to lie. But if you are the rest of the skin types, you can definitely check this out, and I like this. Again, with this type of sunscreen, always make sure to reapply your sunscreen. And moving on to the next sunscreen, we have the SunScoop Invisible Sunscreen. It is a gel sunscreen. It is a chemical sunscreen. It's SPF 40, which is a broad spectrum sunscreen. It has no fragrance at all, and I like this sunscreen. Like, it has like a lot of antioxidants and all that, and this can be suitable for someone who has oily to extremely oily skin because it has a gel, but it turns into matte finish. It does not leave your skin oily or sticky or anything like that. It leaves no white cast at all. For someone who has oily to oilier skin type, you will enjoy this sunscreen because it is one of those sunscreen which, I mean, it does not feel like you have put any sort of sunscreen on the skin. So yeah, I really like this, and I did not find it to be non-comedogenic. In fact, all these sunscreens which I'm sharing, I did not find any of these to be comedogenic on the skin. And yeah, in case if you're someone who's looking for something like that which has a matte finish and which leaves no white cast at all on the skin, you can try this. This retails for again 675 rupees, and you can check it around the sales season. It's coming very soon, I feel. And moving on to the next sunscreen, we have the Ayuga's 2% chandanam sunscreen. This is SPF 50 and PA triple plus, again packed with antioxidants and a lot of different filters and all that. And this sunscreen is suitable for actually all skin type, but especially for someone who has oily to combination to oilier skin type. I find this formulation to be suitable to those skin categories because for dry skin, it is definitely semi-matte. I would say it's not extremely hydrating on the side, but for someone who likes using semi-matte finish, this is a great sunscreen. Now this is again broad spectrum, leaves no white cast, has no fragrance or anything that can be irritating for the skin. It definitely contains natural derived fragrance. It does not have any artificial fragrance. And talking about the price, this retails for 399 rupees, which is great. You can also get discounts on this, and I like it. It's quite skin brightening type of sunscreen. It does not make your skin feel dull or anything like that, which is great. And then moving on to the next sunscreen, we have the Fix Derma Shadow SPF 80 plus. This is a very good physical sunscreen, I would say, for someone who has like you has to go out a lot and you are always outside. This type of sunscreen you need in your life. It has literally the worst white cast you can imagine, but so effective. It does not let you tan, and with these type of sunscreen you have a different method of using it. So I really like this. It is a very good sunscreen, to be honest. I am literally obsessed with this. I use it for my face and for my body, especially when I'm going outside and I know I don't reapply the sunscreen and I have to constantly be out. This is those type of sunscreens, and I quite like it. It retails for 780 rupees, but worth it, But again, if you do not like those white cast wala sunscreen, it's not for you. And then moving ahead to the next sunscreen, we have the Innisfree sebum tone up cream. It's one of my favorite physical sunscreens. I really like what it does to my skin. It leaves literally my skin it is so protective for my skin. Whenever I use it, I do not get tan. It has essential oil, so it definitely makes the skin thoda sa matte. It dries out the skin over time. So that is the only con about this sunscreen, but overall, apart from that, I really like this sunscreen. It gives a very nice finish also. It is on the matte side, not on the dewy side. And if you like a little bit of white cast, if you're okay with it, you can try this. But again, just be careful and you read the ingredients. I mean, we all have different preferences for the sunscreens, so make sure to read the label before you buy anything, any of these sunscreens. And moving ahead to the next sunscreen, we have the Put Simply Beat the Sun sunscreen. This is a broad spectrum sunscreen, SPF 50, again packed with antioxidants and all that. And honestly, I really like this sunscreen. It's quite affordable for a Korean sunscreen because usually they are very expensive. And overall, the formulation is insanely hydrating, even though contains physical filters. Usually physical filters give this matte finish, but it's quite dewy on the skin, which is so good. It has a very moisturizing feeling, and again, it's white cast free, no fragrance, no essential oils, no alcohol. and I like the sunscreen. It's a very sweet sunscreen. In case you're someone who wanted to try a Korean sunscreen but you find it to be not so affordable, you can check this out. I like this sunscreen. I've been enjoying it. And then we have the L'Oreal Paris UV Defender. This is their Correct and Protect, again a tinted sunscreen, which is very hydrating. I mean it's not matte at all. It's very hydrating. It leaves your skin super dewy. And again, if you're someone who does not like using makeup on a daily basis, but if you still want to give a little bit of coverage to your skin so that your skin can look a little better, this is something I can personally recommend. Definitely contains a little bit of fragrance, but it's not something that is overpowering. It has a powdery type ka fragrance, by the way, in case if you want to know. And yeah, I really like it. It's a very sweet sunscreen which leaves the skin very dewy and definitely helps to prevent tanning and all that, and I quite enjoy this sunscreen. So in case if you want to try it, you can definitely try it, and it retails for around I think 700 rupees. I can't find the price tag, but yeah, 700 or something. So check it on Amazon and Flipkart and Nykaa. You can get some other discount wala thing. And then moving ahead to the next sunscreen, we have the SunScoop Fluid Sunscreen. This is their SPF 60. Again, a very similar formulation to the La Roche-Posay and the Pilgrim one. This is a very nice serum sunscreen. It leaves no white cast, very hydrating, very lightweight, very non-sticky type of sunscreen. I like this sunscreen, not going to lie. And it is non-comedogenic. The fragrance-free formulation is great for even sensitive skin types, and overall a very sweet, decent sunscreen. And this retails for 495 rupees. And again, finding this on the sale during the sale is great. So yeah, in case if you want to try a serum sunscreen, you can also try this one. This is a very nice sweet sunscreen, I would say, and I enjoyed using this. I'm still using this. I have like itna thoda left. So yeah, I will finish it and share it in my like empties with you. And yeah, these were the sunscreens that I have been recently using, and I am enjoying all these sunscreens. And I do not find any of these sunscreens to be bad. Definitely you have to look out for ingredients, formulation, and choose it according to your skin type. And yeah, always make sure to use a sunscreen, especially if you're going outside. I mean, if you don't have any sun exposure, you don't need it. You don't need to reapply it. If you are inside, to be honest, I don't reapply it when I'm at home, but if you're going outside, reapply it and use a good one. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video and found this video to be helpful, and let me know if you've used any of these sunscreen and which one is your favorite. And I will see you very soon with another video. Till then, please be happy, take care of yourself, and bye.